Hey guys, Tyler here, and today I wanted to bring you another video. Today I'm going to be going over the feel of video game controllers and telling you how quality the controllers in my possession are. Now I'm going to be rating them on a 5-point scale, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I'm basically just going to do all the things in my possession. Okay, let's start off with the crappy off-brand controllers. Have you ever wanted to play Mario Tennis Aces? No? No one? Have you ever wanted to play Mario Tennis Aces with a fake feeling tennis racket that breaks your Joy-Cons? Well, you can do it with this. My one problem with it is that the red doesn't even match up with the blue. They are specifically made to be red and blue. You can see from this side. You can't see from this side. I mean, you kind of can, I guess, if you're looking very closely. But it's like seeing it from this side is like looking at the invisible floors at Koga's gym. You can kind of tell, but you kind of can't at all. But like, look, this is a red Joy-Con. It's not the pink one, even though it looks pink because of the quality of the video shit. But look at it. All it does is makes it feel like a tennis racket. In that regard, in making you feel like you're holding a tennis racket, I'll give it a good. That's a good regard for it. But that's all. So, unless you want to play a game that's not Mario Tennis Aces, that shouldn't be played with a tennis racket, using a tennis racket, why would you want to do that? I'm going to give this controller a 2 out of 5. The reason why I'm giving it a 2 is because at least it makes it feel like you're using a tennis racket. Unlike the Kinect, which doesn't make you feel like you're holding something. This thing belongs on the Wii, plain and simple. Now, for our next off-quality controller is the 8-bit Do NES Classic controller. Now, it looks like an NES controller. Let me get my NES Classic controller to compare and contrast the two. Don't worry, I'll review the NES. I'm gonna review them both right here, okay? Look at the difference. First off, this one has an X and a Y button. Why did they add that? It just makes it look crappy, and it also has shoulder buttons. I mean, I guess if you want to use this on a Wii, then you can. And we can play like more simple side-scrolling games with it, unlike this one where you can't. And it's kind of useless on a Wii now because Virtual Console doesn't exist. This one, just look at it. Look at the difference. It just looks like darker and more like bootleggy. And like you don't even see the Nintendo logo on it. It also looks blatantly copied. They even copied the NES logo to be 8-bit Do. If you can see that, you probably can't. It just feels like hard plastic. I don't like the feel of it. This feels like it's mocking the NES controller. The D-pad and the start and select button feel okay. They feel pretty much similar to the NES Classic. The shoulder buttons actually feel pretty good. I'll give them that. But the actual buttons, they don't look good and they don't feel good. They feel like hard. I feel like I'm touching. I feel like I'm pressing a start. What are those things called? One of the Smarties. I feel like I'm tapping Smarties right now. It's not a good experience. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Now for the NES Classic controller, it feels much more natural. These controller buttons have a little bit of a concave, so they don't feel as blatantly plastic. The D-pad and the buttons are the same. There's no shoulder buttons. It feels pretty good. I'll give this one a 4. Actually, no, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It's not the best feeling controller, but they wanted it to feel like the NES controller, which didn't feel that good. So I'm gonna give them a pass on that one. Now for the next controller that we're gonna be looking at is the FC Twin Super Nintendo controller. Now, these weren't sold at secondhand stores, or at least I don't think they were. These came with you know the systems that I play like Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and NES games on? Yeah, I used to have one. I don't have it anymore because my dad threw it away. You should have seen it on the last video if you watched it. And basically, it's literally just a Super Nintendo controller, but for this like Super Nintendo NES hybrid. Now, look, it's literally looks exactly like a Super Nintendo controller too. Pretty sure. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think this output would fit in a Super Nintendo controller. I think. Now, they have the start and select buttons. They actually feel pretty good. The shoulder buttons feel awesome. These shoulder buttons are amazing. I love the feel of these shoulder buttons. They're just so clicky and I like them so much. The D-pad leaves some stuff to be desired. It's not that good, but oh my god. The buttons, oh my god, they're just so cool. The colors are so cool that they chose were so good. Like, I love the old school Super Nintendo colors, but like, these are so good. They just look so nice together. And they feel really good. They feel quality, like the NES Classic controller buttons, but a little bit better. These ones have the concave in them. These ones are more like bumpy. It's really good feeling. It might just be a literal Super Nintendo controller, but with both different colors. That might be what it is. I've never used a Super Nintendo controller, so you can tell me. Or write angry hatred comments because I've never played Super Nintendo games on a Super Nintendo. I had the Super Nintendo Classic stuff on the Switch downloaded, so don't kill me. Now, next is my only system that's not Nintendo, the Xbox 360. Now, this controller has some analog sticks. These feel pretty nice. The D-pad, I'm not gonna be bad. It feels like the NES. It feels like the 8-bit controller D-pads. It's not good. It feels bootleggy. How it's like the circle part right here. You can press like this. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. The X button is nice and pressable, and oh my god, I think I awakened the demon or something. The start and select buttons feel minuscule, and they feel like they don't exist. Now, the buttons are a really cool color. They remind me of the V Smile. That's the system I used to own when I was really little. The buttons are kind of like similarly colored. I don't know if that's a coincidence. Probably V Smile was ripped off any Xbox. Shrek on V Smile though. 1v1 town fastest race to deliver pastries in Shrek on V Smile. Shrek the Third on V Smile specifically. I race you in the video game. Now these buttons are pretty good. I've just had bad experiences with this one. I have an older Xbox 360 remote where the A button broke and became extremely sticky and not desirable. The Shrek buttons are really good, noting that they're going to be the main button you press because all the games on Xbox are shoot, shoot, shoot. And the trigger buttons, they suck. They are not good. I hate these triggers so much. Luckily, I never have to use them though. So I give this controller a 3 out of 5. Now, we're going to move on to the big Nintendo consoles, the Wii and the Switch. Now, let's get out some controllers. And that just fell. This video is already going down the drain like the last one. Shit, I'm going to be living in a box. This is what you get for not giving me views. I'm going to live in a box. Okay, so a Wii controller by itself. This is an amazing controller. Everybody hates this controller so much. I love this controller. It is such a nice controller. You can point it. I don't like using it like this because the sensor bar is the death of me. I hate it so much, but it's okay. Playing games like this isn't preferable. But playing it like an NES controller, like this, is really fun. It's all responsive and works nice. The back B trigger button's okay, even though I'm inclined never to use it because it's all the way on the back. The D-pad is very solid. Power button, you need a toothpick to turn on. Don't even get me started on the reset button. Jesus, that's small. I've seen freckles that are 5 times the size of that. And the plus, minus, and home buttons are pretty cool. They feel okay. And the 1 and 2 buttons are pretty nice, pretty clicky. They feel pretty responsive, except they're really small. And the A button is pretty good. It is a massive downgrade from the GameCube controller, because that's like the best controller ever, in my opinion. But it's still a very nice controller. Now, if you wanna play a 3D game, how are you gonna do it on this? Well, there are 2 options. Option number 1, get a nunchuck. With the Wii remote and the nunchuck, video games can be controlled better in 3D. So you can play 3D games. You can hold it like this. The buttons like this. It's not that good. I mean, it's okay. The analog stick on this is actually really good. I like this analog stick. It feels really responsive and like it jerks it back to the beginning. This is a nice analog stick, and it looks polished. And then we have the C button. I've always hated the Z button. I mean the C button, because ever since Sega Genesis controller, I was like, oh, that looks tacky. So it's an okay button. It's not that good. Oh, I forgot to rate the Wii Remote. I give the Wii Remote a 3 out of 10. Now for the Z button. The Z button is a better name, but it's not good. It doesn't function well. It's too clicky in my opinion. So I'm not that big a fan of a nunchuck. In my opinion, it's not that good. I'll give it a 2 out of 10. And for pretty much nothing's gone under the 1 yet. It's probably not, because I know that controllers are coming out next. Next is the Wii Classic controller. Look at these analog sticks are the funnest things ever to move. They are so much better than the NES, than the nunchuck controllers, which is a godsend. These buttons are basically the same on the Wii, so the rest of the buttons are basically the same on the Wii. Same quality, but it feels so nice. And these two shoulder buttons are even worse than the Xbox. I hate these ones. These are too clicky. And then these triggers aren't even triggers. They're just freaking like patios. I don't like them. I'm gonna give this controller a 3 out of 5 because it's a really good controller. I just don't think it deserves a 4. You know, actually no, I'll give it a 4. 4 out of 5. Now we're going on to the newest console, the Nintendo Switch. And before you ask, no, this was made before the Xbox refrigerator came out. So we're not going to be reviewing that. And first, I will review the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons, in my opinion, are garbage. They always drift on me. They never work. I have 2 pairs that barely function. These ones are Charizard and Pikachu ones. These joysticks are decent until they break. The buttons are really nice. The plus and minus are eh. And the home button is really good. I like the home button. The take picture button is pretty cool. I just do not like the Joy-Cons. They are not preferable. And then the shoulder buttons are so bad. The shoulder buttons are so bad that they had to put slide-ons for these things. You have to slide on. You have to slide on freaking these things in order to play with the L and R buttons. That is bad design if you have to add an add-on to make it feel good. But I mean, I can't complain. That's the best they can do currently. So I'm gonna give these the Joy-Cons a 3 out of 5. Now, when I first got these, I had no idea how to unlock these. You see this little lever? You pull this little lever. I still have trouble with it sometimes. And I almost broke the Joy-Con pair, these ones, because I didn't know how to unlock them. Now, the next thing you can do with these is you can put them in a grip. Now, I said I don't like Joy-Cons. When Joy-Cons are attached to the Switch, they're pretty fun to use. When they're on the grip, they are so good. We're almost out of time for this video, but I'll put this up to a 3 with the grip. Now, for the final one and the best is the GameCube controller. It's literally just a GameCube controller. It feels really nice and stuff. Everything resolves around the A button, and it's really good. I literally don't have any time left in this video because I haven't activated my account yet because I don't have a phone because my parents won't give me one. But I'm going to give this GameCube controller for the Switch a 5 because it's a GameCube controller, and I'm biased. So, see you guys later, okay? Bye!